Hey everyone, what's up? This is Reg at the DJ Music Studio. How's everyone doing out there? So right now we're just going to comment on some beautiful drama that is happening in the English VTuber community. I never thought I'd be a part of it. So well, first there was the Hemapen incident, if I'm even pronouncing that correctly, but now there's this. But let's get into it, shall we? So apparently there was a call out post or some kind of jazz like that. I don't honestly care. I thought it was kind of hilarious. Let's go to my profile just to dig deeper into this. So essentially what happened? Well, essentially, from the general public, apparently, the VTubing community or the Western VTubing community is starting to get a bad rep. So why is that? What? That's what I'm saying here. So let's go back a couple of tweets. Okay, so. And apparently I just tweet too much. Basically there's a source tweet. I'm just gonna see if I can find it here. Via the courteous and great Alimba guy. Give me a moment here. Let me search this up. You thought this was going to be professionally quick. You thought wrong. So here you go. So Alimba guy. Let's actually switch up the scenes here. Because I am on the wrong side. No, I am not. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna stop caring here. So essentially, if you go to the Great V Scholar, that is a Alimba guy, they made a tweet that I found interesting here. Just give me a moment as I try to find it. Let's see if it's still up and available. So it was this. So I found, because what drew my attention was this, like, they attacked and chat talked me to the point where I was in tears, all because I advocated for disability and advocacy on Twitch. They just want to fight everyone and are a very angry person. I'm like, wait, what? So, and that was like, because whenever you see this, it's like sensitive content, you're always enticed to like click the view, right? So, and when I read the title, right, it's like Western VTuber having a normal over other Western VTuber retweeting lolly and self-identifying as a trap. So basically one's opinion versus another's opinion, right? So we'll just click for this. So if you're sensitive in the house, if you are very, I won't say triggered. What I'm saying is that if you're very sensitive and not have the lightest of hearts, or just if you just don't have a positive outlook on life, I wouldn't recommend watching this video any further. So essentially this is what happened. So I opened this up. It's like, oh, okay, so someone's made a tweet about someone that I follow, right? So, and I thought this person was a pretty cool person, or I thought, because they made some tweets in regards to, like, you know, pedophilia and whatnot, and how it should be, and you know, a great disdain for it, and that's understandable. That's like, you know, it's like child porn, not cool. But of course, when it comes to the fictional realm, there's a different line to be drawn in that regards, right? So of course it's not real. It's kind of like, you know, doing the dirty with a sex doll, right? You can do the dirty as you can imaginatively think about it, because it's not real, it's a sex doll, right? So, but of course, if it's a real person and you're like abusing the fudge out of that, you are the absolute trash of heck and should burn in an internal pit of flames that would melt your face off and all your doodly dads and never have children again. Of course, you know, if you hate children, then like children be upon you and ruin your life for 18 years. No, I'm just kidding. So all children's are gifts unless you choose it not to be. And that's what seems to be the case here. Because like I said, it's all about perspective here. So this person basically made a statement and basically kind of made, I won't say attack, but gave their personal opinion on virtual Keko or Keko virtual in regards. So I guess in regards to them being identifying as a slur word, TRAP, right? So, and basically retweeting very young-looking anime-like pictures of people who are young. So, and then we move on to the second. So I thought this was hilarious because it had some merit. I thought, right? So, but people's thoughts can be wrong or incorrect, right? So. Because the important thing is to get educated, especially through experience. If you've gone experience. I'm not saying that anyone's experience is validated or wrong. What I'm saying is, if you can make good of that experience to empower and make people feel better, right? And even more so, just to not have anyone feel left out, kudos to you if you can win both sides. But it's always the hardest battle to do what's right, and especially when someone's and trying to meet eye to eye and make both sides win, which is next near impossible, said Shiro Emiya, but ideals win. So, and it's possible, you just gotta put the effort in, but you know, you can't control other people, and we'll get to that in a second. So, you know, so they basically made a call out, like, the only trap you get is Chris Hansen. I tried not to laugh. I try not to laugh at this, honestly. And then loading shotgun. So, who loves lolly? Any lolicons here? So this is like, you know, it's like, hey, if you're a lolicon, go straight to heck. And like, and that's the thing. It's like, I have friends who love fictional characters. I mean, that's why we're all into anime, right? What is wrong with that? What is wrong with loving anime and fictional characters? That's why there's a whole waifu thing. That's why there's waifu trading cards. That's why there's, you know, Azure Lane. No, I'm just kidding. So that's why there's gotcha games. I love Love Live, and if you speak trash to it, I will cut you down. No, but seriously, that's why gotcha games exist, right? So people love fictional things, right? As long as it's not hurting anyone. So, and then what I was trying to get at is like visual novels, right? So a lot of people can have question people who love visual novels, right? Because there can be some quite questionable content. But remember, just as Japan says, it's all fictional, right? Going back to the analogy of, like, you know, spanking a sex doll to the ends of the earth, right? So if you're causing real physical pain to someone, not cool, right? But if it's in your own head, if it's in your own fantasy and no harm is done, you know, like, go ham as long as you're not hurting someone, right? So better the ham than the actual roasting of the pig. Wait, but you get the idea on that. Not the best analogy. I was going good with that, but moving on here. So fans of anyone lolicons. So basically, and I felt like, you know, it's like, hey, here's a call out post. It's like, find out who is and just, you know, put them on blast, right? So, but of course, and don't give a fudge if you get upset and I called you out for posting lolly and casual usage of slurs. It's like, yeah, that's cool. That's your opinion. That's how you roll your life. That's cool, right? So, but of course, what I didn't realize is how passionate the community ended up exploding over this. Like, when I retweeted, it was just like, it wasn't 100 retweets, that's for sure. That's for sure. So, and basically, Lude here, Dr. Hentai, basically, kind of, I guess people can see this being framed as, because when I first saw the tweet from, I believe, Stormy was the VTuber here, I thought they were like, oh, here they are, basically, you know, putting out an opinion about Virtual Keko, right, in their own right. So not cool if they're bullying Virtual Keko, not cool at all, right? But also, you know, what goes around comes around, right? So I wouldn't say what goes around comes around. I'm just saying, it's like, if you are entitled to opinion, someone else is entitled to an opinion as well, right? So I'll go into deeper when I have the time in regards to how entitlement can ruin not only yourself but others around you. That's a good VTuber topic. We should talk about that for a stream. So, but you know, here's another person entitled to their opinion doing the exact same thing as Stormy did to this person. Basically, you know, just comparing a norm to another norm and how there's a difference created, right? And how it can be seen by other people when you put stuff out like this. So I can understand that people might dislike me, or in regards to forming an opinion about me, if I put out this video, but I want to bring to attention what, at this early stage of our community, where this is heading to. If we don't address this now, if we don't take care of this now, right? Just to sum up, I was going to say that this at the end of the video, but if we don't treat others as how we want others to treat us, the golden rule, this community is going to fall apart, just like I wouldn't say all the other communities, but it's going to end up being like trash. And then, you know, who wants to be a part of it? Like, the reason why the community is growing is because there's just so much positivity in it. And we can't let that go to waste. We can't have a piece of gold melt away and turn into like a golden turd that's like not usable. What I'm saying is that it's like a good relationship, right? You don't want to ruin it, because once you pass the point of no return, there's no going back, right? You got to appreciate and love what you got, cherish it, you know, love it with all you can, and just do what you can to always never let go, and just to, it's like doing your best not to fall out of love with anime, you know, because people do. It's called, you know, adults eventually, I wouldn't say grow up, but adults basically lose a passion for it. Don't lose your passion for, you know, being an English VTuber or whatnot. Don't let others ruin it for you. Or more so, if you see there is something ajar with the community, do your best to try to bring some good into it. So, and that's what I'm doing making this video. It might be super long, make me super silly, but I know I just want to put my a past version of myself out there so I can analyze myself and realize, so this is where I've grown from, whether it's a mistake or whether it's right in its doing. You know, I want to make sure it's like, this is my thought on opinion, and this is me attempting to do something better, right? So, but yeah, going into it, it was pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And I didn't think it was going to be this bad. So, laugh my arse off. This is supposed to be a VTuber. Even Futa seems problematic. I was like, wait, what? And this is where the Rana tweet comes in. So, because Rana, like, kudos to Rana, Comfy Rana, like trying to push forward the movement for disabled gamers and VTubers, and just creating a tag on Twitch. Like, kudos, trying to make everything better for everyone. Like, kudos, way to be advocate and whatnot. But, you know, apparently they felt attacked, right? So, and this is what's problematic, right? So, this is someone's opinion, basically making an opinion about what they thought about someone else. So I found the worst VTuber idea, right? So basically, the worst VTuber idea is basically being a virtual futa. So basically a person with a PP, right? So, but apparently, like, people are born that way. People, if you are a trans woman and you have a groin, you know, a groin that, you know, is phallic in nature, right? You know, we don't choose the body parts that we have. You know, if you're a bit chunkier, right, and if you've done everything you can to, you know, work out and do planks every day, you know, there's nothing that you could do to, you know, make yourself more attractive. You can only make do with what you got. So also love yourself. Absolutely love yourself. But so here's an opinion here. So, and this is what really caught me when I clicked on the images. Like, and I think this is where it started exploding here, right? So this person made an opinion, a comment, futa, effing weebs, honestly. And then, you know how people in the English VTuber community or VTubing community, because it's centered around anime culture, right? How could, if you make a statement like that, a lot of people are just going to get up in arms, right? And then if you put a statement out there, you gotta, of course, accept, I wouldn't say what's coming to you, but of course, you know, stand by your opinion. Stand by your opinion. If you don't like it, you can change it. Absolutely. As long as it's for the better, if you're trying to improve as a person, right? But also if you fall back on your opinion, right? You know, just, if you're in the wrong, you know what? You don't really have to accept it, but you do at one point have to accept it in your being to get better, right? So, and if you're actually in the right, stand by your comment, absolutely. Otherwise, it devalues. Like I've said to my colored friend in regards to him questioning himself in regards to like BLM, like Black Lives Matters, always and forever will be. Don't second guess yourself. Don't think worse of yourself, because if you do, it absolutely pisses me off for the person who's wanting to believe in you, right? Because like, believe me who believes in you, right? And if you allow me to not believe in you, like, you're basically cutting yourself off. You're shooting yourself in the foot, like, honestly. So, and that's okay. If you need to do that, that's perfectly okay, right? Like, people can judge. I can try not to judge, right? So, but you know what? People are going to judge either way, and people already judge themselves too much. The best thing that you can do is basically try to make yourself feel better, not at the expense of others, but more so improve yourself, right? So, and in regards to improving themselves, people just wanted to feel better in regards to just giving their personal opinion as well, just like how this person was gave their personal opinion. Wow, these likes are growing. So, so apparently, one can think this is what people thought of this particular person, right? So, Like, for example, this person said here, and I liked it because that some people cannot roleplay. Like, this is literally who they are, right? Like, for me, like, I'm non-binary, right? And then people classify me based on the sound of my voice or how I look like. It's like, oh, you're this. It's like, you have to be this. You have to act like this. It's like, are you trying to control me, or are you trying to be manipulative? Because that's slavery was done away with how many years ago? Not cool, bro. Not cool. So, because imagine someone trying to impede their rights on you and trying to control you. How are you going to feel about that? Honestly. And that's I guess that's how people kind of felt about this. So people just had a lot of disagreement in this. So like this person, like, oh, this is like the typical usual, right? So, and like I still wanted to follow this person because I made a tweet. It's like, I'm not going to unfollow you, right? So I'd rather get to know people on a one-on-one basis, right? Because I don't know what's going on in their lives. Why do they think this way, right? So it's like, there might be some really deep stuff that's like, I feel like, because everyone has a story to tell. If they basically just talk about themselves, I mean, that's why we're all VTubing, right? So just to get ourselves out there, put ourselves out there, just to basically feel accepted, because we're unable to accept ourselves. We are doing it for the validation. Everyone, like, you cannot be wrong about that. You cannot be wrong about that. Like, fight me. So tell me in the comments below. Absolutely. Like, educate me, because I know I can be wrong, right? And if you're not humble enough to allow other people to educate you, then how can you really grow as a person and become better and grow your mindset, and even more so, become more loving, right? Because I remember someone told me, it's like, man, like, how do you become like, why are you so popular? How do you get so popular? I'm like, I'm not popular. It's just like, and then like they basically harassed me for it. They hounded me on it. It's like, look at you, it's like so popular with the ladies, so popular with the guys who have so many friends. It's like you have over like freaking 1,500 friends and whatnot. It's like, and I am super introverted. And like, I remember a trans person telling me, it's like, you only picked up these skills in order to survive. And I understand that. I agree with that, absolutely, because you do not want to go through what someone had to suffer to pick up a certain skill set. What I'm trying to say is that you can absolutely be loving of yourself, and other people can see that as well. Simply put, you cannot force someone to love you, but what you can do is become more likable. You want someone to basically get to know you more, get to appreciate you more, get to validate you more. Give them a reason to. Just become more likable. Don't be a phallic image here. No. Just do your best. Do your best, and just try not to just be loving and accepting of people. Like, how hard is that, right? So, because if you don't, you know, the mob's gonna come after you. Like, I joked around about creating the first ever like English VTuber gang or VTuber gang, right? So didn't honestly mean it. I just, you know, did it for the lols. More so, it's like, hey, like, you know, just kind of like a group of friends. It's like, you know, when you're kids and you're like, oh, let's be a gang, and like, really, it's just, you just want to hang out and just, you know, relate to similar like-minded people, right? So it's not really a gang. It's more so, this is your hood of people where you feel comfortable with, where you can feel comfortable with, and the best way to do that is just to be loving and accepting of each other. You know how people kind of like lash their opinions. I don't believe this is the best way to do things. Like, for example, you can tell how I approach myself and how I'm delivering this is that, do it with the utmost love, acceptance, and appreciation, right? So I'm not gonna like dislike this person, because I'll tell you the gist of the story. This, what ended up happening is I ended up getting blocked, and I'm very triggered by it. Like, I'm gonna be straight up front. I'm like seeing a psychologist about it. So, but I'm not going to let someone's opinion, and you shouldn't let someone's opinion degrade yourself about how you feel about yourself. You are put on this earth for a reason. You have a duty to be happy, and if that duty, if your goal in life, if your purpose is to make other people happy, how dare you sell yourself short and allow other people to change that opinion of yourself, because you're never going to get closer to that goal. How dare you allow other people to stop you from enabling happiness in other people by being present, by being there, by being alive, just being you and who you are. Love yourself. Like, for frickin' fraggin' sakes. Fraggin' sakes. Like, I tried to say the F word, but that came out wrong. I do apologize. I didn't mean it. Now I'm just contradicting myself. But regardless of what people think, screw you. I love all of you. I would screw you all, and like, as best friends, and then we'll just get together and just have ice cream about it. So, but jokes aside. So moving on, right? So people apparently gave their opinion about it. Not the greatest opinion, right? Especially when, let's see here, can we go back? My computer's slowing down because I have so many tabs. So, because if we, like, this is growing like crazy. Like, and like, this sucks if someone feels bad about it, right? So, and that's the thing, you can't feel angry if you're just filled with a loving heart. Oh, thank you so much for the like, by the way. Appreciate that. So I tried to like cheer Rana up and like, hey, you keep up the good fight. Keep going to inspire positive change. Kudos, right? Because that's the thing. If you're advocating for like disability and just trying to make everyone feel accepted and welcomed, right? And if you want to make things better for the community, right? It's like, if someone's stopping you from that, it's like, if someone's stopping you from doing what you need to make others happy, it's like, kudos to those people who are lifting you up. Kudos to those people who are lifting you up to make you rise above the hate. And I dislike saying the H word. I can't believe I just said that. Like, I usually say like H, you know, star TE. Like, don't like saying the H word, but it's like, you got to put it out there. It's like, if someone dislikes you, you know, kudos to the goodness of other people lifting and raising you up to overcome that despair, right? Kudos. Because if you're trying to do something good, then like, you need that support. I've been in leadership positions where it's like, the community could have been so much better, but if the leader doesn't have that support, the community falls apart. The community falls apart. And this is what I don't want to see in the English VTubing and the Western VTuber community. Like, we have something special here, you guys. We cannot lose it to disdain negativity. We need to be open, loving, and give kindness and consideration. Like, because there was an issue with gatekeeping, and I dislike gatekeeping with a passion. Let's see here. Yeah, so like, for example, in regards to this person, they saw a conversation, and then, you know, and people can overreact. That's within the right to, right? But the important thing is not to let it affect you, right? So, and even more so, if you see someone being affected, like, cheer them up, lift them up, right? That's what I always do. I always celebrate everyone's achievement, right? If someone reaches 200 followers, if they get their 100 followers, if I can like snapshot it and then help them feel recognized because they absolutely earned it, they're worth it, and like that opens. Like, for me, I'm not about gatekeeping. I'm more about gate opening, right? The gates are open, right? Because if you enable someone to become so much more for the better, not enabling them to become worse, but enabling them to become a positive change in our community. They say one bad negative experience ruins it out of 100 positive experiences, right? But if you can make a positive experience so good that if it overshadows that one bad experience, imagine that times 99. We have something beautiful and precious here. We cannot let it go to ruin. We absolutely cannot, right? So yeah, don't allow the negativity in your communities. Like, and if there is negativity, approach it with love, kindness, and consideration, right? I can understand that if you need to block, That's absolutely okay. Okay, your timeline is there for you to enjoy Twitter, right? That's why we go to Twitter. You don't want to force yourself in a position where you just can't stream anymore. I've been there, and everyone's going to get there at one point because that's the part of the streaming life culture, as you know, Harrison puts it, the stream doctor, right? This is what we signed up for, right? So, but it's important to kind of mitigate that risk. It's important to deal and appropriately handle what comes at us, and it's even better if we have people that can make it easier, right? Because we don't deserve to be alone. You don't deserve to be alone, and even more so, you deserve to be happy. I think that's If I'm not pushing that point enough, I need to push it more. So, but yeah, there's like a lot of stuff here. Like, here's my comment on something. So this is the main reason why we can't have and things in the West. I presume nice things, and I joked around saying like just things in general makes sense. Having nothing close to nice feels like it's overreaching, right? So, but you need to, like, if you can't have nice things, and it's like, and it's, you shouldn't feel bad to reach for nice things. You shouldn't feel bad to allow yourself to be happy, right? So, but yeah, this obviously spawned a lot of disdain against this one person, which this one person created a lot of disdain for this one person, right? So, yeah, because getting straight to the point, I ended up getting blocked by this person. So, and I just want to explain why. So, give my side of the story. So, and I'm saying, if you're still friends with this person, that's awesome. That's great. Be friends with them. Encourage them. Help them become better. Absolutely. Like, I'm not as good as Benisphere. I can never be close to his level. I can try, but each an individual VTuber, YouTuber, English VTuber have special, talents and qualities and traits to them that really make them shine, right? So if you want good feels, go to Benisphere. So like Benny, just shower them with bits and subs so that they'll never actually get their stream started on time. That was hilarious, that one stream. So, but and if you develop a bad opinion about this person, you're entitled to that, right? Don't attack them for it, but more so just walk away from it. Walk away from it. Like, if you need to block people, that's perfectly fine. If you need to unfollow people, that's perfectly fine, right? Don't judge yourself further and make yourself feel worse than you already do by being too nice, right? Sometimes you have to be nice to yourself in order to have a nicer environment, because you are a result of the environment that you are in. And if your environment is not nice, you're not going to get any better. Like, real talk. I mean, this is why real voice, real times, let's get together and make ourselves better, right? So, let's see here. And then this was someone's opinion, giving an opinion on this, right? So, like, if that's what you feel about your personal experiences, yeah, that's okay, but it's not the same experience for everyone, right? So, and a lot of people just couldn't relate, right? A lot of people just couldn't relate. So, I'm not going to get into this. Maybe I'll make a second session out of this, but I really got to get going because I need to help someone with audio, because I'm always putting people before myself. But yeah, you could check it out here. You could check it out here. Just all the documentation. So, it's just in case if this all disappears, right? So, let's see here. Because that's the thing, like, and I just, like, for me, I'm trying to not think negatively. I just feel like this was attack on some of my friends in regards to the visual novel community, which is, like, because it's all fantasy, right? It's all fantasy. Once again, just to reiterate, so no one gets confused, pedophilia is wrong, right? But also, what's in fantasy is in fantasy. Like, oh my gosh, like, where do we even, I don't know, tell me what your thoughts are. What are your thoughts are? Chat, let me know, right? So, like, like, there's so much I can talk about. We can go through tweet by tweet, but there's just too much. There's just too much. But for example, there's, like, if you look at such and such as, then consider psychological projection. And then there's a link to this that you could totally check out. So I'm just going to go into detail my experience. You can form your own opinion. You can either think good or worse. But what I'm saying is give people the benefit of the doubt. Even more so, get yourself educated. Get yourself educated. Right? So, because that's the best thing anyone could do, right? Because if you don't know all the facts, then you're going to come to a conclusion that may not be appropriate, and may be worse and look worse if there's contradictory information that could totally, I won't say change the tide, but lead you to a better understanding that could lead to a resolution, right? So this was my personal experience. Okay, and then I'm just going to go to my tweets here. So I thought that was funny, right? So not to say funny, I thought like how ridiculous it was, not to mock or anything like this. So this is what I did. So I saw this reply from the original thread, right? So, someday I hope the Western community should establish VTuber mafia organization for proper gatekeeping and prevent woke people from entering, right? So, and I don't like gatekeeping, right? If there is, I prefer gate opening, making things accessible so people can better themselves, right? So if there is going to be any gatekeeping, like this was the type of gatekeeping I was thinking, and I'll get to it in a moment here. So every community should have that. Let them be in their own community, miserable together. Like they have a phrase, misery loves company, right? But no, they are not happy with that. They are literal parasites. And when they are done with one community, they go to the next. Ugh. Ugh. So I responded with that. It's like, so I'm thinking of starting a VTuber gang. Mama, who want me to make you cry? You know, just like Bohemian Rhapsody. But like if we're gonna make a VTuber gang, let's make a VTuber gang where everyone's inclusive, loving, accepting, and just filled with positivity, right? Because that's the best way to combat. And even more so, like trolls will be trolls. Like that's one way to combat trolls. You either block them, move on, right? Just leave the situation, or even better yet, if you could change them for the better, the best way to do it with positivity. If you meet someone with, I'm going to say the H word, hate and disdain, do you think they're going to listen to you? Do you think they're going to want to change their opinion or be susceptible to your opinion in regards to meeting that win-win situation, that scenario where, you know, everyone comes to an understanding conclusion? If you are met with seething despite, if you are met with such loathing emotion, if someone gave that to you, do you think you're going to listen? I think the answer is obvious, right? So for me, it's like, I'm gonna make a VTuber gang where basically like everyone just loves each other. It's like, you know, like brotherhood, sisterhood, like ganghood, and it's gonna call them like hoodlums, you know? So some stupid BS like that. So yeah, and then this person responded to me. Let's see if we still have access to the tweets, because we still do. So here's what happened, right? Let's see here. So this person, and like someone made a comment, it's like, don't bother interacting with this person. But I bothered to, because like I said, I think each and every one person that I'm following is important to me, right? Otherwise, if you're not important to me, you wouldn't be a part of my life, simply put. So, and this person chose not to be a part of my life, and that's okay. That's cool, right? I don't need to waste my time. I rather, you know, invest my time with, you know, people who appreciate me and even more so need my assistance, because that's what I'm here for. I'm your bra. I'm your bra. All the support. So yeah, Ven said, I love the idea with this. And then this person said, you know, that's directed at me, right? And then I didn't think too much of it. I thought of how silly it was. Like, I'm the woke person, all right? You know, this is directed at me. I'm the woke person, right? And then, you know what? I gave my opinion as well. You know, don't let people tear you down. Just be happy with yourself. I was actually thinking there's a lot of hoodie VTubers, and I already made a private list of them. Hoodlums, you know? Basically, VTubers who wear hoodies. I wear a hoodie. There's a lot of VTubers who wear hoodies. I think it's pretty cool if we create a group where we're just like, yeah, comfy crew, hoodlum gang, just doing our best to basically chill, relax, and help others feel accepted. I mean, that's why we're in it together, right? So, I don't agree with gatekeeping, right? Necessarily. I believe kindness is what leads to the understanding of hearts. Okay, and then this person is like, yeah, so of course we see it right here. So I don't think you realize this, but you're doing work in the whole tearing me down thing by retweeting this, and I don't appreciate that one bit. I'm retweeting it to bring awareness. If you think it's tearing you down, that's your opinion, not the best opinion of yourself, and I'll explain why. If you think worse of yourself, that's not cool. I refuse to choose to see people in the worst light of themselves, because that's the thing. If you're choosing to see yourself as the woke person, then that's the reality you choose for yourself. People are going to have different opinions, just like how my idea of a hollow gang is not deviant at all, but just something fun as a joke, unreal as it is. Like, people will misinterpret it, right? And that's not cool. They think the worst, you know, but that's a reflection of them. Now I'll get to more on that in a second, right? So, I mean, the person you retweeted from, I've never met, and they have me blocked. This post is about me. If you choose to make it about yourself, I didn't think it was about you. I honestly thought it was about Keko and whatnot. I thought it was honestly about how there is a problem in the VTuber community, how a difference of opinion, right, and this is the problem with the Western fandom, and how people see and compare the Western fandom to the Eastern fandom, right? How drama is created because there's not a loving accepting of one side of the other, right? Because, you know, in regards to Japan, you know, Japan can be very segregated, very communal, right? But then again, from the outside, we see nothing as like, oh, let's help each other, let's love each other, right? Versus to other people in the Western fandom, no, this is a war going on, and you have to choose sides. It's like, no, why not both? Or even more so, why not realize it's one side and just they're having a disagreement and no one's bothering to step in and basically be the hero of the day? Like, bruh. And I guess I'm not saying I'm a hero. What I'm saying is that I'm bringing awareness. I'm bringing awareness, people. Because people are going to want to find answers. They're going to want to find out what's going on. And I think people have a right to know, to bring themselves up to speed, to get themselves educated, form an opinion about themselves, and hopefully do something good about it, right? Because you can't do anything good if you don't know what you're doing. So, yeah, and then, so I'm more concerned that you're supporting someone directly insulting me. Do you mean to insult me too? And absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, no. And that's them missing out on you. I remember reading along that thread how there was this connotation of being a waste of time interacting with you. Well, guess who's replying to you? My time is my own time, same as yours. You choose how to invest or waste it, right? So I chose to interact with this person, even though people suggested in that thread, you know, and it's not cool, right? So I'm not quite sure if that tweet is still there, right? But this is my opinion, and you're watching it for my opinion. So, I just want to know your intentions, dude. It's not that deep, right? So if you want to think that way, I have no say in controlling what you think, right? What you think should make you improve yourself and feel better as a person. Do I mean to insult you? No. If you choose to think that way, yes. Ultimately, you're responsible for your own happiness, as I said. And I think this was in a response to this tweet right here. Okay. And then that tweet here, I just want to know your intentions, dude. It's not that deep. Oh, and it was simple. I just found the entire situation funny because of how ridiculous it was. And I guess they chose to take it personally because I'm now blocked. Right? Like, we could even see here. No longer following. They're no longer following me. And I'm blocked. I tried. Like, what was there anything that I did wrong? Was there anything that I did wrong? Sure, maybe I could have said it nicely, but I made a tweet and I'm going to stick by it. I made a very adamant tweet, right? Now, also, someone liked the idea about the VTuber gang, and this was my opinion about it. It's like, yeah, was thinking the idea of hoodlums, like I said, because there's a lot of hoodie VTubers like myself that wear comfy hoodies. Was thinking of doing a clause or a list of something, maybe a hashtag, not really about gatekeeping, right? Not, and you just heard my opinion on it. So, about gatekeeping, right? Like, and then, I mean, and someone wanted to join. It's like, hey, I mean, I knew, if I knew how to actually VTube. And that's the thing, it's like, I'm all about being inclusive, right? I'm all about, it's like, I'll follow you, I'll support you if I can. If it's a sliver of effort that can make your day, absolutely. Because that can make a difference in someone's life, especially if they're going through mental health difficulties. That's absolutely appreciated. So, and like I've said before, if all Utals are VTubers without, like, I type this, but my opinion is like all Utals are VTubers just without a motion model. All producers are Voca fans. I just mistyped this, but are Miku data waiting to become Animu? Basically, it's like if you're a producer and you love Vocaloid, you're basically you're in the, I wouldn't say the mainstream, but you're a part of the Miku community, whether you inadvertently want to or not, because Miku's kind of like made this community kind of widespread in regards to Vocaloid, and it's based on like the anime aesthetic, right? So, but yeah, you know, it's like I can be your virtual mom, just saying. So, and then I sent them a link to Vroid Studio, and then I offered to like help them out, so, and let them know how long it kind of took for Miku to make my model. So, but yeah, yeah, because I made a tweet out to them, and hopefully I still have it. And forgive me because my computer's being super slow right now. Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Natsuki, thank you. And thank you for the follow. So it's like you lose one, you gain one, right? So, like, because if you keep on putting positivity out there, how can people not like you? Like I said, right? So, like, I'll say it again. You know, why do I follow so many people? Why don't you unfollow them all, right? So it's like, that's, you know, that was an idea, what I could have been told, but, you know, the negative thought that came into my head, right? So, or the question that kind of could topple my reality to fall into a negative spiral, right? And it's like, and you got to put some positivity in it. You got to put your back into it. You got to, you know, grit those teeth and, you know, show comment on what you got, you know, because to me, like I said, because each and every one is important to me. Each and every one person that I follow is important to me. Like, if I bother to take the time to unfollow, you know, simply I'll just do that, right? But, you know, ultimately it's not worth my time. I'm not gonna take the time to unfollow someone unless they really made a compelling argument to basically, like, because I try not to unfollow people. I should. So, because it's just my timeline, as you could tell by so many notifications and how often I tweet about how being overwhelmed I am. But it's like, you know what? If I have to take the time to investigate about unfollowing someone, I rather should take that time to get to know someone, right? And hopefully I can get to know them better, to understand their perspective, and even better yet, maybe we can chat, intermingle, get to know each other, right? Communicate, right? And if we do that, maybe we can grow and get to know each other and become better through those relationships. I mean, that's why we relate. That's why we talk to people. That's why we socialize, right? Because if we're stuck in our own bubble, the negativity will get to us and we'll just end up ruining ourselves because we have no sense of identity. You are the definition of the 5 people you hang around with the most. So who are the people that you're going to choose to hang around with? Are they good people? Are they positive people? Because that's what I want to be to you guys in Team No Sleep and the Hollow Gang, you know, Hollow Hoods. That's what I want to be to you, whoever's watching this. I want to be that light for you. So just like how there are so many VTubers, English VTubers out there that are lights to other people, that inspiration, that passion, that hope, right? Because I made a tweet. I made a tweet saying, I made a tweet saying, honestly, I remember seeing a tweet of yours of how you didn't give a poop of others and what people thought of you, and how you blocked and unfollowed them. You know, that impressed me. It impressed me how you, personally, you, are trying to protect your own happiness. It impressed me how you weren't going to allow people to walk over yourself. It impressed me how you loved yourself so much that you took the effort for self-care. Thank you. Thank you. Right? That impresses me, and not only me, but other people as well, watching you, observing you, looking at you, recognizing you, appreciating you. But if you think any less of yourself, if you are cowering because of what other people think, that's going to piss me off so mother frickin' much, because you're not giving yourself the appreciation you deserve. You're not believing in your own self-identity. You're not believing in the image that you created yourself for others to believe in. That really pisses me off. And it'll piss other people off too, those who are supporting you. Don't devalue who you are. Absolutely don't. Because if people think of less of you, that's them missing out on you. So, love yourself. Absolutely love yourself. Love others. Be there for other people. We have this community. We have this community. Be the top tier. Be on the same tier. Pull people up to a higher tier. Right? Just, if you're going to look down at someone, make sure that you raise them up. People are going to, you know, take things wrong. People are going to take things seriously or jokingly. People are going to have their opinions about it. Some people might not, but I'd like to think the best in people, and the best people are the ones that are going to stick with you and hear you out, shrug it off, or better yet, move on with their life, because they're honestly, they have better things to do. Are you going to be the better thing? People can talk poop, you know? People can talk poop. People can talk poop. But that poop is a reflection of them. It's not you. You deserve better. So if you see crap like that in our community, be better. Love each other. Make this community better, because I love this community, and you love it too. And if you love something, it's not about letting it go, but protecting it. Take care of each other. Love y'all, and stay determined. This is Reg at the DJ Music Studio. Hopefully that wasn't too long. Stay determined.